Hi, and welcome to John's Motorcycle Rescue and Review. Today, fresh off the trailer, I have a 1980 Honda CB900 Custom. And this is actually the third CB900 Custom I have in the garage. And so this bike, I literally just rolled up, pulled this thing off the trailer, and just thought I'd do a walk around, let you guys take a look at what I'm starting with here and what I plan to do with this particular bike. When I buy vintage machines, there are two different categories of vintage machines that I kind of look at. And one is the type of bike that would make a good daily driver. And so what I'm looking at when I look at those bikes, I want solid mechanicals. It doesn't hurt to have it in, as nice a condition as possible, but we're not talking something that's a concours showpiece. And as nice as this bike is, it would probably fall into that category. It's going to make a great daily driver. Honestly, I can drive this bike right now and really not have issue with it. It's been well maintained and it's been ridden on a regular basis. And so those types of bikes, if they're ridden regularly, they're really nice. So things that I don't have to do on this bike, I don't have to go in immediately and clean the carburetors. I will service it. I'll make sure all the fluids are done in it and get everything up to date on the service. Just make sure that I know where I'm starting with all the service items. But this has been used as daily transportation. It's not been used as a museum piece. And so, the nice thing is mechanically, it already functions fairly well. So I may make some improvements here and there. On this bike, I'm not going to try to put it back to, concours original. Somebody else may wish to. It wouldn't be a terrible starting place to do that. Yeah, I like riding bikes that I don't have to worry about devaluing as I ride them. I'll go ahead and fire it up. I'll actually fire it up right now just so you can hear it run, see what it sounds like. It's about 32 degrees here in Pennsylvania today, and it's a cold day. The bike is stone cold when I started it up, but as you can hear, as it warms up, it really does run nicely. It sounds good. I may adjust the cam chain tensioner in the front. I have just a little bit of cam chain noise, but I don't think that's a big deal. Let's walk around it. Again, I'll show you some high points here, and we'll wrap this up. All right. Starting with the back of the bike here, the chrome on the rear fender actually looks good. All of this will clean up really nicely. It's really not bad at all. Tires, this one is getting down on the center tread there. It's not horrible, but it doesn't have a whole lot of life left in it. So I may replace that eventually. I will go ahead and service the rear on this, but I really don't see anything that looks out of place. It's not uncommon to get a little bit of oil seepage around here, and then you collect a little dirt. So underneath there, got a little bit of dirt, but nothing terrible. These shocks show some patina. These are never going to clean up 100%, but they won't look terrible when I'm done. I'll go ahead and address issues like that where you have a little bit of surface rust. The paint on the bike actually looks pretty decent. This is original paint with original pinstriping, and the exterior of the bike is not in bad shape. It is not perfect. Has a little bit of just a little bit of a dent there, and just some minor flaws in the clear coat around here. I may try to touch that up just a little bit, but really don't want to mess with it too much. It's still in nice, very nice actually, original condition. This bike, something I don't really care for, but they did it. The previous owner put these forward controls on it, and so fortunately I have all the hardware to put this back to stock. At least he kept that. Another thing that I don't really care for that was done was the engine has been repainted on it kind of repainted. It wasn't taken out of the bike or anything, so it's certainly not perfect. You know, I could pull these off and polish them if I wanted to, but you know, things like this are kind of almost comical to me. Like, I don't like seeing lines with overspray on them, but again, it's not the end of the world, and it can be cleaned up. So the carburetors haven't been cleaned in a while, but they do function as they should, so I may clean the outside of them. You know, you can see a little bit of dirt there and grime, and again, when the engine was repainted, there's a little bit of overspray on a couple of things, but functionally, I've driven the bike. It runs like it should, shifts like it should. The 10-speed transmission functions, the high and low function properly. The chrome on the fenders, front and back, honestly look really good. They've got some, you know, surface haze on them right now, but that'll clean up. That's just a little bit dirty. I've got just a little bit of minor oil on this fork tube, but I want to clean that really well, and that can just be from, you know, having the suspension compressed on the trailer. But I'll clean these up, and then I like to run bikes 1,000 miles or so. A lot of times the forks will improve over time, and if they don't, we'll just replace the fork seals. This bike also has a Mac 4-into-1 exhaust on it. I'm familiar with that. I have that on another CB900. So this is not original, and that's the original exhaust on this is a 4-into-4 exhaust system. It's very cool looking, in my opinion. The original exhaust is. If you have one of these and it still has original exhaust, it's something to think about. When you run it, it's good to make sure it is fully up to temperature before you put it back away, just so your exhaust will last a lot longer. It's not good to just start it, let it run for a couple of minutes, and you know, leave it in the garage. It's actually good to get it out and run it down the road. So again, on this side you can see the forward controls. This side of the motor, there's not really anything that stands out to me. Everything looks decent. When I looked the bike over, I didn't see any leaks or drips that were major or concerning. I will go ahead and clean some of this up. This is has a little bit of surface rust here, but I think a lot of that, yeah, a lot of that's going to come out perfect, clean up nicely. So this was going to be a very nice looking daily driver. These are for a windshield. A windshield came with it. I usually don't ride bikes with windshields. I'll also take off this cup holder and kind of get this back. I'll also probably take this off. It's nice to carry your papers and stuff, but I don't like them visually. The seat does have a small tear here, and I'll either try to find a new seat or just try to at least do a vinyl repair on that, and something so that that's not going to continue to spread. But I like the fact that the rest of the seat here is original, so if I can keep it like that, maybe do a tidy little repair on that, that's probably what I'll do. Brake pads on the bike all around look new. I have some receipts for work that has been done to the bike in the past. All the lights function as they should. It also has a brand new inspection sticker on it. The horn works, and yeah, really it's a nice condition bike. I paid what I feel like is reasonable money for it, and I will go ahead and get this thing cleaned up and spruced up and just enjoy it for what it is. Just a nice, it's nice to be able to get on a bike and run it and just have a great vintage daily driver. It's really what I prefer. I like riding the vintage bikes as daily drivers just because they're different. There's something inherently cool about them. And this bike has a 16 valve motor. It's a 900cc motor, and it's certainly not the quickest bike in the world, but you know, people always talk about the original Z1 Kawasaki's and how quick they were, and honestly this would give one of the original Z1s a good run in a straight line, just with the 16 valve motor. It is shaft drive and a little bit heavier, but that 16 valve motor actually, versus the original one in the KZ, they're very comparable. So there you have it. This is a 1980 CB900 Custom by Honda. It's the latest addition to the garage here, and in future episodes I'll just keep you updated on the project. It's not, hopefully I'm not going to get into anything major, but I'll strip it down, make sure everything is as it should be. I'll check out the wiring, I'll look under the tank, make sure everything is tidy under there. But really, this is a nice bike. It's a driver. It's not a, you know, a garage queen. And a lot of times these bikes are less problematic when you're getting them on the road because they've been ridden regularly and they've been maintained over the course of their life. If you're looking for a bike to ride, oftentimes a bike with super low mileage that hasn't been run in 30 years is going to be more of a project than something with a little bit higher miles on it that has been used regularly as daily transport. This bike has 21,200 miles on it, so it's not super high mileage, but it's also not super low mileage. But like I say, it's been well maintained and ridden, so that's a great place to start on a daily driver. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this video, and stay tuned for more updates on this project and many more. All right, have a great day.